Yes, hello and welcome to another episode of MLS Ireland. Well, I'll be bringing to you my predictions for week 18. A couple of good games, so I'm looking forward to this one, so stay tuned. Perfect. Thank you very much for joining me. I just want to say thank you to all my subscribers. I've got 56 now at the moment, which is doing pretty well, more than I expected actually ever. Would have expected just probably one, probably me. But no, doing very well. And if you're just new, you know, hit the wee subscribe button. It means a lot. Also, hit the like, share buttons, you know, and let me know what you think the outcomes will be of this week's games. So I might as well just crack into it. Philadelphia against Orlando. Orlando were starting to play ball a bit more better, but Philadelphia are doing just as well. I think this one is going to be a full game full of goals, so I'm going to go for a 3-2 to Philadelphia. Just think Philadelphia have a wee bit more than Orlando at the moment, and Orlando are trying to be a bit too much, needing help from Nani. So this is what I'm thinking. It's going to be a good game. Like, it's going to be an interesting game. They already played each other and they got beat. Tells me thinking. They got beat 3-1 there 2 days ago, so they're playing each other again. Obviously, this is the MLS. The next game is Columbus Crew against Seattle Sounders. Columbus Crew are not in a very good place at the moment, which is kind of unfortunate. I just think this one's going to be a wee bit too much for them. So even at home, so I think Seattle Sounders may just nick this one 2-1. Seattle Sounders are actually doing okay at the moment. They usually start slow and then pick up around this time, so, and they're already done well at the start of the season, so I kind of think now this is where they start to crack on and get into keep staying in the playoffs part. So should be a good game. The next game was going to be, it is a tricky one. It is Cincinnati against Houston Dynamo. Houston Dynamo not very good away from home, and Cincinnati are just not that very good. It is an interesting one. I went for Cincinnati 2-1. Just for the plain fact that Houston hasn't won a game away from home. But Cincinnati, I think just on the back of all those defeats, I think they're needing someone to spark them up, and I think the fans might just help them on this one. So I'm going to go for a 2-1 win. Cincinnati kind of nicking in at the end. And mayhem, man. Then Sporting Montreal against Minnesota. Minnesota doing pretty well. They're above expectations at the moment, I would suggest, in a lot of people's books. They beat San Jose and then they stuffed Cincinnati last week, so it can go anyway. They're away from home in Montreal, who Montreal are doing well. They lost the last game against Atlanta, but that's against Atlanta. So I'm going to go for a 2-1 win from Montreal, just for the fact that they're at home and they do pretty well at home, and Minnesota don't do very well away from home. And then the next one is Sporting Kansas City against Chicago Fire. Chicago Fire beat Atlanta 5-1. I think it was 5-1. Was it 5-1? 5-1. 5 goals in the first half. I know Atlanta got a player sent off, but still, Chicago Fire, well done. Well done. Against Sporting Kansas City, who are still just all out broke basically at the moment. They got beat 5-1 as well, so, but I do see them winning this game, I think, but I'm just going to stick with the 1-1 draw that I had previously predicted. I just think that these two teams are kind of in that kind of area at the moment. I think Chicago Fire away from home will be going in with this confidence, and I think Sporting Kansas City will be hurting and then trying not to lose. That makes sense. So I'm going to just go for a tight draw. And then it's the LAFC against Vancouver. LAFC are doing very well at the moment. There's not much I can really say about them. I think they will win the Supporters' Shield. Anybody can win the MLS Cup, well, apart from Cincinnati and Columbus. So anybody can win that game. So I'm going to go for a 3-0 win to LAFC against Vancouver. Vancouver are doing very well at the moment. Well, not that well, but they're not bottom. They got beat by Seattle and they drew their last 4 games out of 5. So they are doing well, but I just think this one might be a wee bit too much for them. So 3-0, and then it is the Earthquakes against Real Salt Lake. Real Salt Lake, who I predicted to win last week, won against Columbus Crew. They're coming up against a San Jose team who started to pick up points, but then kind of fell to the wayside last week just against Minnesota. So I'm going to go for a, what did I put down? Salt Lake. San Jose 2-1 win against Salt Lake. So it's going to be an interesting one. Woodendansky, he's starting to slow down again, but I think they might just nick this one. Then it's going to be the main game, Atlanta against New York Red Bulls. I am predicting the Red Bulls to win this game away from home. Yes, indeedy. Just for the fact is, Atlanta are not playing that particularly very well at the moment. They're losing players. They may have Joseph back. I don't see him. I don't think he's particularly very happy in the moment in Atlanta. I just don't think the way they're playing at the moment suits him, suits Atlanta, suits even the pitch. So, and I think New York Red Bulls are very good against a team that passes the ball, tries to work from the back because they press very well. So I'll go for a 2-1 win. Kind of mistakes that it's going to cost Atlanta rather than the brilliance of New York Red Bulls. And then the last game is New York City against Portland. This one's going to be, it is an interesting one, but I think New York City is going to win this one 2-1. Portland are still finding their feet. They are a very good team. They've played so many games away from home, and they're starting now to play the games at home now, but they're away from home. I said home a lot. Against New York City. New York City are one of those teams now who are in the last 8 games have won every last, or like their form table is doing pretty well in the last 8 games. They won 5 and drew 3, so they're kind of the best at the moment. So I think this one's going to be a wee bit too much for Portland, so I'm going to go for a 2-1 win. Yes, that is all my predictions. Let me know what you think at the bottom, what you think of what games you're going to go to, anything like that, and put them in the comments below, and I hope to see you on the next one. So bye now.